What's up, you guys? It's your boy Pete here on the Just Keep Up podcast, where we are one step ahead. As you guys can see, I'm here alone tonight. Curtis isn't feeling too well, so I told them I would get a show out on my own. But it's gonna be a big sports show, guys. We have a lot to cover. I mean, a lot of things have happened this past week for the NBA and the NFL, so we're gonna be going over pretty much everything that's happened in sports lately. Okay. Our featured story tonight is going to be LeBron confronting Stephen A. Smith. He had some concerns about what Stephen A. has been saying about him and his son Bronny. We're also going to be getting into kind of like a little recap about the Lakers in their past week. You know, they played the Knicks, they played the Celtics, LeBron got hurt. They played the Nets without LeBron. And then for our football topics, we're going to be talking all about DK Metcalf joining the Steelers, Justin Fields leaving for the Jets, Sam Darnold to Seattle, and where will Aaron Rodgers end up? Or if he'll just straight up retire. And then DAVANTAE Adams also to the Rams. So we're going to be getting into everything. But before we get into all of this, I want to remind you guys to hit that subscribe button, like, follow us on Rumble as well. Just Keep Up Podcast if you're interested in politics and stuff like that. And other than that, yeah, I think we're good, guys. So we're gonna start off with our featured story. Let's get into it. So LeBron James confronts Stephen A. Smith about comments towards him as a father and his son Bronny James. Okay. After the Lakers played the 76ers back a few months ago, I don't know if you guys remember or not, but Bronny James got critical minutes in that game in the middle of the game, and the Lakers lost really badly. And then the following day, Stephen A. Smith told LeBron respectfully, father to father, stop this. He was basically implying that Bronny is only in the NBA because of LeBron, and he wants LeBron to just stop doing this to his son, like basically like throwing him into the fire when he's not ready. That's basically what Stephen A. Smith was trying to get at, okay? However, LeBron took these comments very personally. He felt like Stephen A. Smith was attacking him as a father. Honestly, I think LeBron and a lot of people have gotten this really twisted. I don't think Stephen A. Smith was coming at him as a father. We know LeBron is an amazing dad, okay? We all know this already. Stephen A. Smith was simply just saying that LeBron's decision to force Bronny into the league, into the Lakers, when normally he should have stayed in college longer, was the more logical decision. And it was. We can clearly see that Bronny is playing like LeBus James. Like, the guy just isn't an NBA player right now. He's just not. So Stephen A. Smith had a point there, but LeBron kind of took it a little more personal and took it kind of more twisted than it originally was. Stephen A. Smith was saying that the decision to pull Bronny out was a bad decision. He's not saying LeBron is a bad father. We all know LeBron is a good father. All LeBron gained out of this is basically humiliation, and he proved that he is very soft. And you want to know why? He approached Stephen A. Smith in public with Markieff Morris, okay? He approached Stephen A. Smith in public with Markieff Morris when he could have just told the guy, hey, man, like, I got some questions for you. Like, can you meet me after the game? Something like that. Like, LeBron gained nothing but humiliation out of this. Then I got dudes on social media saying, well, this proves LeBron's a good dad. Dude, he didn't need to do this to prove he's a good dad. Like I said, we all know he's a good father who cares for his kids. All LeBron did was make himself look soft by doing this. That's literally all he did. And the fact that he brought Markieff Morris along with him, yeah, that just made it even worse. So, I think this is pretty much everything I have to say about the featured story for tonight. So, yeah, I think LeBron was in the wrong. He proved he was emotional. And I think Stephen A. Smith was just doing his job as an analyst, just giving a sports opinion. And I don't think he was trying to come at LeBron as a father, generally speaking. Okay, guys, so we're gonna dive into Lakers recap over the past week now. So over the past week, they beat the Knicks, they lost to the Celtics, which LeBron got hurt in, and they just lost to the Nets without LeBron. Okay, that Lakers Knicks game, that was an amazing game, man. Personally, in my opinion, that is game of the year if I had to vote right now. I'm not gonna lie, the game gave me a lot of vibes from like early 2010s basketball. It gave me like 2012, 2013-ish vibes where I felt like I was watching the Miami Heat from back then for a second, okay? There wasn't a lot of three-point shooting in it. It was a very physical game. The refs let them play it out. Very defensive-minded as well. All I have to say is this is basketball, man. Great fucking game. Great win for the Lakers. This is my vote for game of the year if the season ended today. Now, the following game when the Lakers lost in Boston, not gonna lie, watching that game, it kind of looked like the Lakers were tired out. I mean, guys, they were on an 8-game winning streak right before this. They're going all out every single game. Like, they're playing their big dogs. They're doing everything they can right now simply to just get established as a basketball team. And I mean, I can't really blame them for it. I mean, they just got Luka Doncic. They had maybe 30 games total to figure it out and get established heading into the playoffs. However, though, LeBron is old. Him playing like this every single game is bound to wear him out. And clearly, he got injured in that same game. Is this a coincidence? So, uh, yeah, apparently they're saying it'll be approximately about 2 weeks till LeBron is back. But honestly, he could take all the rest that he wants. Take all the rest you need because we need you for the playoffs, buddy. We need you for the playoffs. Take all the rest that you need, and from there, just kind of let Luka try and get him enough games to get the second seed. Because I know the Lakers want to lock that up for sure. You know, but moving forward to the Nets game, they lost without LeBron. Okay, that was a bad loss. I think even without LeBron, that should be a game that you could win with Luka. But whatever, sometimes bad losses happen here and there. Not gonna over exaggerate on that. But yeah, guys, that's it on the behalf of the NBA part of this show. I will be moving into NFL. DK Metcalf to the Steelers. What does this do for the Steelers? In my opinion, personally, if the Steelers get a quarterback, they are a legitimate contender. I mean, their defense is obviously very good. George Pickens is good, but he's not a number one guy. However, he doesn't have that issue no more. Now he's going to move into that number two role to kind of be like the T. Higgins of that team, while DK Metcalf becomes the number one. But the problem is just that they don't have a quarterback at the moment because the quarterback that they had, Justin Fields, just left them for the Jets. And now, as a coincidence, the Steelers are considering Aaron Rodgers alongside the Minnesota Vikings. How do I feel about Justin Fields leaving the Jets? Or, my bad, leaving for the Jets? Well, he had the Steelers at 5-1 in the beginning of the season, right? He had them at 5-1, and then they benched him for a washed Russell Wilson, who they clearly got worse under. They had a better record under Justin than they did under Russell. He took that as disrespect. At one point, they were even considering him being like a kick returner, punt returner. So Justin Fields clearly felt disrespected by this organization. That is why he left this team to go to the Jets. But will the Steelers sign Aaron Rodgers now is the question. Don't know. The Vikings are also considering signing Aaron Rodgers since they just got rid of Sam Darnold. But at one point, Aaron Rodgers was saying it's either New York or nothing for me. So is he going to retire? Is he going to join the Steelers? Is he going to join the Vikings? Or is he going to totally surprise us and join somebody else? Time will tell. But if he does join the Steelers, watch out, NFL. Because Aaron Rodgers, even though this was technically a down year for him, you guys got to remember, he was coming off of a torn ACL. And he played for an organization who fired their coach mid-season. And then their defense was awful. He won't have these issues in Pittsburgh. They have an all-time great coach in Mike Tomlin. They have an extremely good defense right now. And they clearly have a good offense now, too. They have Metcalf and Pickens. So you put Rodgers in there, with the luxury of playing behind such an amazing defense and Mike Tomlin. I don't know, man. They might just become the freaking favorites for the Super Bowl. I'm going to be honest. Now, what will it be for the Vikings if he decides to join them? Mm, yeah, I'm not going to lie. They also might win a Super Bowl because, I mean, these guys just won 14 games with a quarterback that was literally a backup before this year. He was the backup heading into the season. JJ McCarthy was the starter until he went down, and then they made Darnold the starter for the regular season, obviously, because their main guy went down. So they managed to win 14 games with that roster. Now you're adding Aaron Rodgers to all of that. I don't know, man. Either one of these signings could legitimately help these teams win it all, depending on where Rodgers decides to go. Whether it's the Steelers or the Vikings, they're both going to be extremely, extremely deadly. I will say that right now. Okay, Sam Darnold joining Seattle. I mean, Seattle thought he was pretty good, and I mean, he is pretty good. So they gave him a 3-year deal. He got his little bag. I'm happy for him, but ultimately they're gonna suck. They just lost Metcalf as well. I mean, Tyler Lockett is gone. Yeah, that organization is down to scratch. But I'm happy for Darnold. He had a good season last year, and he secured a bag elsewhere now. So I'm really happy for him. Justin Fields on the Jets, though, however, I do not think the Jets are going to be good once again because they are a terrible organization. But I'm happy for Fields as well. He got a little 2-year, $40 million deal. He's a starting quarterback again, as he should be. And yeah, I'm really happy for him. Now, the one last thing that we have to cover here regarding NFL is Davante Adams to the Rams. What does this do for them? Well, for starters, I want to say that they're releasing Cooper Kupp. Well, at least they're going to if they don't find a trade partner. However, personally, I would just keep him. I mean, he's 32 years old, He's a shell of himself, but he can still produce at a pretty good level, in my opinion. And he's not expensive either. You could probably keep him for cheap. Now if you have Kupp, Puka, and Adams, that is one of the greatest wide receiver trios ever. However, they want to let Kupp walk or be traded. So I'm just gonna talk about what they'll look like with Davante and Puka. In my opinion, I think Davante is still very good. He's still a top 10 wide receiver. Him playing next to Puka Nakua is gonna benefit Puka a lot, and obviously the offense. I mean, Davante is playing under Matthew Stafford, who's one of the best quarterbacks in terms of wide receivers producing. I mean, the guy led Cooper Kupp and Calvin Johnson to the highest yardage seasons ever, and he had Puka Nakua. He made Puka Nakua have a historic rookie year. So clearly, he's a very good quarterback for wide receiver production. I think Devontae and Puka are both going to cook. And I think the Rams did get better than they were last season. Devontae right now is better than Cooper Kupp right now. And they just made it to the second round. So do they have a shot at the Super Bowl? We'll see. But they're definitely a threat. Um, they're definitely a threat. I'll say that much. But yeah, guys, that was the show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I tried to do as best as I can by myself to get you guys some good content. Please leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Also follow us on Rumble. Just Keep Up Podcast if you're into politics and stuff like that. And yeah, guys, we'll see you again most likely Friday and with Kurt again. Most likely. All right, guys. Peace.